Welcome back to Cinema Corner. I'm Blake, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Alex and Josh.
And today, because we're in the spirit, it's October. So we are going to name just a few. It's not a top five or anything, but just a few of our favorite Halloween / scary movies that
Slash
we
fall
enjoy.
movies.
Fall fall
theme, baby.
movies. Yeah. Yeah.
More fall for me.
So,
Don't care about scary movies.
okay. That's right, because you're lame. Okay. Who wants to name their first one?
I'll start off with a banger. It's an absolute banger. One that I think now is 2 years in a row that I think it's a tradition at this point. And it's watching the Halloween movie with, the newer one, the new trilogy. Obviously, you can only got to pick one. So, of course, I always watched the first one. Was, I think, the 2018. That's when it came out. Yeah, it's just a tradition. At least it's one of the few slashers that I think is genuinely good, so I enjoy it, and it causes me to watch other slashers and then or dig deep into the really, really bad old slashers. But yeah, I think I'm on a hot streak now, 2 years in a row of watching the trilogy.
I respect
Might
that.
make it three.
I have Halloween Kills on mine. Just a phenomenal movie. It just needs the love it deserves.
It is. They're great. They're fantastic.
Especially Ends. Boy, is that a good one.
They just it just gives like the Halloween vibes. You know what I mean?
Is it
It's one of
Returns?
those that gets you in the mood,
Right? Returns, Kills, Ends.
It doesn't have an actual,
I think.
surname to it, so it's just Halloween 2018.
Oh, it is? Oh, I thought it was, for some
Yeah.
reason, I thought it was Returns.
I think they advertised it originally as that.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no,
It's
those
just flat Halloween.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Those ones are enjoyable.
They are.
He's a menace.
It's a
The
tradition.
baby scene, wild.
Fireman, dead, gone.
Reduced to atoms.
All of them.
Okay. Anyways, since Josh mentioned digging deep into those those cheesy 2000s, late 90s slasher movies, I have a guilty pleasure on here, and that is Freddy vs. Jason from 2003. Now, I fully acknowledge this is not a good movie at all, but does it entertain me on Halloween night? Yes. Yes, it does. It is sometimes hilariously bad. You're just laughing the entire time. It's not scary whatsoever, but you just see Freddy Krueger and Jason just fuck on a bunch of kids, kill them in all creative different ways. Well, I mean,
What do you mean by that?
Freddy more
That
so
word
than
on is
Jason.
carrying right now.
Yeah. Freddy more so than Jason, but you know what I mean. And you just saw two big icons face off against each other. So, like I said, it's a guilty pleasure. I had to throw one in here.
Boy,
2003.
If we're talking
What a
about
time to be
guilty
alive.
pleasures, do I have one for us? This is a series that I am new to the game with, but it is now a new tradition. Twilight Saga.
That's on my list too.
That is, watch that. By now everybody will know my things, as my review of the Twilight Saga will be posted by the time this video comes out. But that is a new one that will be a yearly return to around the fall Halloween type time.
I feel like I got some flack, I think, if I recall correctly, anytime I mention I watched the Twilight movies and I've seen all of them and I like them a bit, or even a bit much. They're solid.
I like them a
They're
lot.
also a nice fall to winter transition type of a movie as well, especially if you binge the whole series and kind of take your time with it. They're fun.
What's your favorite one?
Binge them in 2 days. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do.
It's been a year or so since I've watched it. I can't even fully recall.
I got to be honest,
Blake?
bro. It's the first one for me. I really like the first one.
First is a
I
classic.
think it is. The review's already out by now. By the time this video hits this video comes out, but man, the second one, way too much Jacob, way too little Pattinson. What are we doing? Turn on Twilight for vampires and Pattinson. Didn't see much of him. Do not like that. Glad they
What's
fixed
that?
that.
New Moon?
I think so. New Moon, then
No
Eclipse,
idea.
then Breaking Dawn. No.
There's just so many iconic moments in that movie.
Yeah, so Twilight's going to be a yearly fall revisit.
Fair enough. Josh? Oh, are you just
Twilight's
gonna
on
use
mine.
that?
Yeah, Twilight is on mine. I didn't know if Blake for sure was going to mention it, but I definitely was. It's good. It's definitely more of the fallish vibes, of course.
Yes.
It's a classic. First one's a classic. The rest is just you got to watch it. You know, after you watch the first two, you're like, yeah, you're going to be watching all of them. It gets you.
Yeah, it does.
They get you.
First one got me. I was like, yep, here we go. It's at 11 o'clock at night. Start number 2. We're into it. You know what I mean? Can't turn it off now. How am I supposed to go to bed?
Oh man. All right. Well, I have here probably the first of many spin-off like parody movies. Scary Movie with the Wayans brothers. I mean, it's a classic. They're parodying all these other like scary movies like Poltergeist and all those slasher movies like Scream. And genuinely, it's funny as hell, and I just enjoy watching it during this time of year. It's funny. I mean, that's just straight up my review of it. It's funny, and I enjoy it, and I enjoy it.
I haven't seen those in so long. I haven't even seen all of them. I think I've only seen 2.
That's all you need. Scary Movie 1 and 2. That's all you need. Everything after that is kind of meh.
Okay. Yeah. Blake, what you got? Got any more after that?
Yeah, I got a few. Obviously this movie is, still number 1 in my eyes. And it's great fall feeling, Good Will Hunting. It is I think it's a great fall movie. It just has the vibes, Boston, a lot of stuff with up there in Harvard and, just the architecture of those buildings. It just gives leaves changing, all that stuff, sweater weather. It's great. Good Will Hunting, I think it's just a classic movie in general, but it hits a little better. Hits a little more come fall.
That's fair. That one might creep in, but because I only recently watched that one. So I say for me that I think is a sleeper for mine is Dr. Sleep. That one is just a deep dive, scary movie that has good storytelling in it, as well as not entirely a horror film, I would say, for the entire film. So it gives that fall vibes as well as, there's some winterish in there. So I like that mix. When it comes to a fall movie, I like the mix because I like to watch the scary movies first. You got to binge the slashers, then the other horror movies that might be coming out. And then I like those transition films that we just kind of talk about where it kind of slowly ease you into the Christmas vibes.
Agreed.
That's valid.
Agreed.
Isn't that like the not so sequel to the Shining?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I've only seen like bits and pieces here and there on like TikTok actually, and I thought about watching it. Especially with my boy Ewan on there. Okay. Let me see. Which one do I want to choose?
Speaking of Ewan, I just watched his greatest movie ever. Go on, Alex.
I'm gonna choose Friday the 13th remake from 2009. Yeah. I mean, genuinely, out of all of the like actors that have portrayed Jason, that I think his name's like Derek Mears. That motherfucker is massive. He's scary, and like in all the other like iterations of the character, he's always like slow and brooding and just walking like really fucking slow. And then you're like, okay, how the fuck does this guy actually catch up to these kids that are fucking running for their lives? Mm-hmm. Then comes this remake where he's essentially a fucking hunter. Like he sets bear traps. He has like a fucking bow and arrow. I think it's not even until like halfway through the movie where he gets his like iconic mask and then he starts to kind of feel more like that, like his iconic self. But this motherfucker is running, like full on sprinting towards you with a fucking machete. And, it's kind of one of those remakes where it I feel like it improves on the original, and the original didn't even have him. The first Friday the 13th wasn't even
Yep.
him.
That
It
was
wasn't
such
even
a
him.
weird watch.
Yeah,
That
it
was a
wasn't even
weird
him.
movie.
So definitely, if you're trying to get into those kind of films, just watch the 2009 remake. That's all you need to know.
I will have to take that into thought because I have not seen that. Because watching the first Friday the 13th, I'm like, Jason might be the worst one. Like it was.
Yeah, no.
Besides
Yeah.
the fact that they weirdly kill an actual snake to like to start the film and early on in the film, that was weird. Just they straight up just killed a snake, and don't know why that needed to happen, but it did.
Send a message. I like it.
I guess so. But yeah, rest in peace, that poor little snake. Odd film. It was like a weird, like first person slasher.
Yeah, because you don't really know who the killer is until like if you go in just knowing like the whole thing about Jason, you're thinking that this is Jason the whole time, but it isn't.
Yeah.
So, definitely it's way better. 2009 remake, way better.
Okay.
I'll be the one to do it because it's got to be brought up because it's the greatest fall franchise. It's a great, send you into Christmas, even around Christmas. The Harry Potter franchise, obviously, is, everybody's favorite, I think, when it comes to when you think about fall movies. So I'll be the one to say it, It's just perfect for that transition period. And even into Christmas, the first couple ones have several different, each of them have a mention of Christmas and Christmas time. So, this is one that kind of just transcends the seasons, but it's got to be listed.
That's fair. Okay.
That's valid.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn.
Um,
I feel like watching Goblet of Fire again.
Bro, that's not okay. So I feel like with Harry Potter, you can't just like watch one. Like you have to then finish like the franchise. And I feel like you just always have to go from Goblet of Fire and then watch the rest of the franchise. Like the first three, let's be real. Okay, the first two, they're good and all. Kid actors though, don't care about you. Third one, I just really don't fuck with it. So it's like, listen, I'm watching Goblet of Fire, then I got to finish the franchise. It's just how it is. I don't make the rules.
well, it's funny you say that because one that's on my list is the first Conjuring film, and I have the same rule. Is I always start with that one, and then that means I gotta watch all of them from the beginning.
I respect it.
So it's just but also that's a bad thing because I know that like if I watch it, I'm gonna have to dedicate now all this time to all these other the other movies in the series.
Hey, sometimes you gotta.
You gotta do
sometimes
it.
you gotta.
So yeah, that
like
Conjuring's one of them. That's one that's like I'll watch all those slashers, and if it gets really bad, then I'm like going back to the good one, an actual scary movie.
I think that's how Twilight's gonna be. I don't think there's watching a Twilight movie. I think it's watching the saga. There's no in between.
Hey, it's called the Twilight Saga for a reason.
Because I'm watching the first one. If I'm watching any, at that point it's like
I will be
we're already here.
excited to see that review.
We're already here. Stay tuned. It's coming out. It'll be out before this video.
Okay, interesting. Something to look forward to. Okay, so you guys mentioned the 2018 Halloween. I'm bringing up the OG Halloween. I mean, it's just that's one that I've always watched even before the 2018 one came out. It's arguably the best one since, obviously the 2018 one definitely kind of improves on visuals and everything like that. But the feeling of the first one that came out in '78, that shit is still good. So definitely got to put it on at least one time in October for sure.
That's fair. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I have seen it. I watched it right for the third one of the new trilogy came out. I was watching all of them, and so I quick had to watch that. It was nice watching. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned one. I don't know if you still got more on your list, but I'm waiting for the Scream mention.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
It's been a long time since I've watched the original Halloween series.
I don't know if I've watched all of them. I started on it, and then I was like, okay. I just kept switching off the slashers because there's so many, and I've never seen any of the old ones.
Yeah.
So I was watching Freddy, I was watching Halloween, all that.
Yeah, now that I say that, I don't know if I watched them all because there's a lot, isn't there, from back then? Didn't it get to like 6? Something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Paul
almost
Rudd
all of
wasn't one of them.
Yeah, I don't know if I got that far. That's
I
that's a lot.
kind of checked out of those after that, but
I think I did 3.
yeah.
I watched 3 of them. I want to say
Okay.
or whatever. You know, for me, this is the last one that I'm gonna bring up, and it's the best one. There's a reason. This is the peak Halloween movie, if you ask me. It has now become a tradition. I watch it every Halloween solely because of that. Because it doesn't get any better than the Batman. It is the peak Halloween movie. It's the greatest movie, and I watch it. You know, now I'm watching it every Halloween, and can't wait. Just a couple more weeks, and then I get to revisit that movie because I feel like it's been too long. And like,
Or depending on when this video
months.
comes out, you're watching it that like today.
well, yeah. I mean, technically, if we're going based on when this video comes out, I'm watching it in like 4 or 5 days. But as a time recording, got a little bit more time than that, and man, it's been like 3 months since I've rewatched it, so need to get in there.
3 months.
You know, need to get back in there.
Oh man.
That's fun. Okay. All right. This is my last one as well. This is one that I got to give credit to my girlfriend for having me watch. Otherwise, I never would have. I've always heard so much about this movie, and we watched it the first time before Halloween last year. That's Coraline. That was fun. Definitely plenty of twists, and also leaves you guessing in the end. I did not expect that well of storytelling and just fun in that kind of movie. I just always thought it was the animation style, and people just really like that, and I was like, whatever. But I fell in love more with kind of just the twists, and also all the little things you got to notice, and then the split ending is still talked about. So I think that's always fun to rewatch, see what you've missed, or if you changed opinions too.
Was that Tim Burton?
I don't. Oh, I cannot
I
tell
don't
you that one.
think it was.
Don't think
It
so.
feels like a Tim Burton like animated
might
movie,
have
but
been.
It's one of those that has like an audience of like that, like a
Mhm.
hardcore following. I do not think it was him. I could be totally wrong though.
It was
'cause
not.
I do not know.
No.
Henry Selick.
Yeah. Nope. Okay. Definitely was wrong on that one. All right. Well, you guys said you guys have already named all yours, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I'll just name my last two. I mean, Josh said it. Scream. I love that OG Scream movie. I mean, I watch it. I mean, I watched it not too long ago to review the first two, and I do want to review the 3, 4, and 5 here shortly. So, I'm trying. I will get those reviews out shortly. But yeah, no, Scream is definitely one of my favorite franchises. So especially the first movie with Billy Loomis and as the main killer. So yeah, that
That's
one.
the only one I've
And then-
seen in that. That's a banger.
It is a banger. It is a banger. And last one, I got to because it's in my top 10, and that is Nightmare on Elm Street: Dream Warriors. I mean, I have the shirt on right now.
The guy's wearing the shirt.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I love that fucking movie. It's so good. Freddy Krueger at his peak. Enough said. I can watch that shit all day, every day. But I only watch it in October.
Oh, you got it.
It's still
Yeah, can we all
close enough
agree
to
Thanksgiving's
either or.
trash? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Halloween, October's cool. And then it's like, bro, let's just get to the Christmas spirit. And we got Halloween blocking the way. It's like, it's a little cock block. Like, we don't need you.
Yeah, but some free days off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Food.
it's just like
Black Friday.
It's like, I just want to start celebrating Christmas. And like, if you celebrate before, you know what I mean? Like, you start watching movies or like putting up trees. We're like, oh, it's not even Thanksgiving. It's like, shut up. You know, I mean, I want all the time I can to celebrate Christmas. Don't need this little cock block for those annoying people to be in your ear like, why are you putting your tree up? It's not Christmas.
And there's never a good NFL game on either.
No, it's like, cool. I mean, let's watch the Lions. Let's watch the Cowboys. And then let's watch, like, you know,
The Giants.
the Patriots. It's like, who cares? We're good. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving's overrated.
Except the days off. And obviously the memory of you guys leaving Josh at Best Buy.
Yeah, but that wasn't.
That was
Actually
on
was
his day,
Thanksgiving.
Black
I think we did go out that night. I think that happened on Thanksgiving because it was late at night.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
It might have happened.
I don't know.
Good times. That's gonna do it for this video. Like we said, these are some of our favorite fall/Halloween movies. Let us know in the comments below what you thought. If there's any that we missed out on that you guys really enjoyed during this time. And as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.